god, so bright. Look how beautiful it'll look. It's so beautiful. Oh my god, the wide shot. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh my god. Oh, the name drop. And the thing. Who? Oh, it's you.
Welcome to this overview video of my Forge map, Cryophobia. You know, this is my very first Forge map that I've ever made, ever. So there's not really much polish, as you can probably tell. You know, I am like setting at 50 frames, you know, below 60, and it drops quite a bit when I'm in, you know, different parts of the map. But hey, that probably, you know, gets better over time, or if I know what's causing it, then I'll probably fix it, you know. So leave down in the comments if you know what it is. So we'll start off with the first room. So in here is basically the sort of guard tower, not guard tower, but more like a sort of not an outpost. What's it bloody called? A bloody checkpoint area for like a border patrol, I guess. You know, there's a dead guy here. You know, right below this hatch that a ladder comes down. But this is sort of the like a little border area. You know, I guess a checkpoint you could say, where like trucks come in to, you know, supply the facility and stuff. But because of, you know, stuff that's happened to this place, it's, you know, collapsed. Half of it's torn off, it is all the way over there. You know, so that this side's just all torn. So there's a little checkpoint area where this is where the little workstation, you know, there's a speaker out here that you can see, and then there's this glass and stuff. And all this sort of like, not really, I guess like it's sort of like, you know, maintenance things. There's a med kit thing up there, you know, like a sort of, I guess like a, you know, a med box or something. A locker, you know, some piss right here. And then here is a little like, I guess, just to make the, you know, fill up the room a bit, because I hate all this wasted sort of space on the rooms. So then that's why I added this little fold down chair. You know, don't tell me why it looks exactly like that hatch. It's just, it's not a fold down chair. So this area out here is a, like, I'll show you a cool little jump trick. Since this is an infection only map for the moment, this is sort of something that the infected could use, or the survivors, you know, because there's a turret up there. So you can sort of jump here, then jump up here, and then jump onto this little bar that, you know, goes down at the checkpoint area, and then you can just jump up and then kill whoever's up here by this turret. And here's a turret, you know, so you can do turret things. So here's a little another area to go up to the top. I fell. Okay, so here's a little sort of jump area to get on top of this part. And then here's some steps. There's another area, a couple of jumps to get up here, and then down these steps, which I made these steps sort of myself because they're, you know, basic steps. My game is lagging. Okay, it's not anymore, hopefully. So I had to sort of reuse these posts, but then make them metallic, and then add a player blocker to smooth it out so it's not as bumpy. It's still a bit bumpy, but it seems fine. So in here is the sort of armory, right, for all, you know, the border security up here. You know, they grab their weapons, run up there, and then they can, you know, use the turret and shoot at, like, you know, anyone outside, you know, just for funsies, you know, just for the, you know, hell of it. There's a bunch of weapons in here. You can't get to them. You know, I don't think you can take the ammo out of them unless you do like a certain angle to try and take the ammo out of it. You know, but, you know, I can't do it, so I don't know, so it's not getting, you know, fixed yet. And then here's one of the 4 different power weapon spawns, I guess. You know, so there's 4 of them on this map, and 3 of them are all outside. You know, instead of being, and then there's one inside. You know, so it encourages survivors actually, you know, exploring instead of, you know, just hiding away inside the base, you know? Then here's a fusion coil right here. You can just do stuff, you know? So then over here is a little bit of like a cover. You can get some cover here. I might add more of these around. If the feedback's like, oh, it's too open, the outside, you can easily get sniped if you're infected on the outside. You know, I don't know what that's, you know, what's causing that lighting to be so bloody awful, but, you know, it's fine. So then over here, there's another dead guy here. Little sort of accent to, you know, stop this from being so bland wall looking. So, and here's a little dead end right there. That's a little cave. I guess a cave in, I guess. It could look like it. You know, and then here's one of the entrances or exits, if you think about it, or from a certain point of view. You can like break this open and go out here. There's a spawn right there for the survivors. There's 2 spawns in there, and then there's 1 spawn where I started the sort of, you know, the tour of the whole place. So then down here, you can use these grenades to chuck them, you know, to hold off this sort of place here, to hold off the infected. So then you go down this ramp. You know, you can go like sort of down this ramp. This could be cover as well. And if you're infected, you could easily jump up and clear that. You can nearly jump that if you're even a survivor. So you go down here. There's a really risky dead guy to, you know, go and grab his stuff. There are weapons by the bodies. It's just not showing up because I'm in a Slayer match. So I can actually, you know, get more than 100 seconds of showing you this place. There's an ammo crate right here, which they're, you know, spread across the map. Not really going to talk about them much, except for later, where it's a cool, another little incentive thing of roaming. And here's the bridge. It's a cool ramp. So you go up here to the FOB. Now this FOB is not mine. I didn't make this sort of myself. I added these little like accent pieces. I covered up the sort of gap that you can still see there. You can't get under here, by the way. Unless you're lagging. Yeah, unless you're lagging. Then there's a dead guy here with an equipment and a grenade. No weapons at this guy. And then you can jump from here. You can even crouch jump up to here, where you can get to the turret and that guy there. With he has 2 weapons by him, so he's a pretty good sort of body to go and collect from. So this FOB isn't mine. It's a prefab that I just made it look sort of Oni-ish, because, you know, this is an Oni base. There's another fusion coil that you can throw around. Another one there. And here's the second power weapon ammo. We'll put like, here's the second power weapon sort of crate thing here. Another dead guy here. And then you can get up or down through here. You know, obviously these and this front bit. You can go down this front bit. Or you're pretty sure you can crouch jump. Yeah, you can crouch jump up there just. And then there's also a cool thing, which is a nice little neat spot. That's a bit risky. It's like you can hide here, which I don't think people will expect this part. That's bugging me. But then again, it's risky for survivors, but then it's also risky for infected, since they can easily just, you know, run off the map. Because they're on moon gravity, and, you know, it's like, you know, every surface to them is like ice. So why not just have an actual ice map with frosted metallic surfaces, you know? So anyways, you go down these steps as well. Here's another dead guy, and a weapon should spawn right, you know, by his hand there. And then right here is a little Easter egg sort of thing. So if you know what that is, then you can comment below what it is. My phone just fell. Bloody my notes, so I can actually keep track of what I'm doing. Alright. So now there's this part up here. So you go up here, and then before I go to the archway, up here is sort of another little ledge. That's, I'm pretty sure it's the same height as over there. This used to not be here. It was all flat with just this archway, which I thought was a bit boring. I wanted to give a bit more depth to the map. So instead I had this thing, and through my research on other maps, while trying to look for, like, you know, aesthetics and techniques on other snowy sort of maps, that's how I learned to, you know, make this sort of, I guess, snow build up, you know. And I have blue parts. I guess it's like ice parts, ice things, you know, because it looks weird if it's white. It looks too noticeable if it's white. So I had a blue, so it matches with, I guess, this ice that's sticking through the snow, you know. And I had this little gray dirt chunk pieces to I guess make it look like the actual glacier pieces, which do not look good. From like certain points. You know? And then I had to make this stone. If the stone doesn't look like ice, then I guess that's fine. It looks, I guess, wet. It looks wet enough to be ice. That's fine. But anyways, back to here. This ramp, from what I learned from looking at one other map for like research and stuff, is that with these ramps, you can actually like run up them. So here I can't jump and clamber onto it, but if you sprint into it, you can just go up it and then clamber, which I thought's a cool, I guess, little movement tech. You know, I guess Shyway will like it. You know, it's pretty cool. And then, so then, what else was I gonna say? Yeah. So if you're infected, you can just easily just clear that, full send it after, you know, sort of survivors. So here's another fusion coil right there. Another dead guy. And here's the third, sort of power weapon spawn outside. So there's one there, and one here. And you can't get up here. There's blockers here. You can't like use a, no, that's not a bloody repulsor. So you can't use a repulsor to get up. There's blockers sort of blocking. You can go a bit higher up on the map, but you can't go like outside of it or go up and out of it. There is a roof to it, so. Alright, so down here, so obviously here's like a little bit of an archway, which is pretty cool, and makes little noises, you know, from the wind blowing through it. So I thought that was a nice touch. That sounds over there as well. And then right here, you know, same thing. It's sort of just a wall of ice. You know, here it looks cool, but here, like if it was the whole thing, it would look a bit bland. So that's why I added a bit of a cave here that's, you know, fallen, you know, caved in. And I don't think you can hear, but there is supposed to be a noise, like an actual digging noise. So it insinuates that people are still in there trapped trying to dig their way out, which there's more of that on this map as well. So here is a like a little like doorway that goes into storage. I'm pretty sure that's what that decal means. It's like storage or something. I forgot what it was actually, but I'm pretty sure it's meant to be like a storage area. These trucks drive in supplies and stuff, you know, and maybe a truck would, you know, go onto that FOB and a, you know, I don't know, a condor or pelican or something would drop off supplies on top of a truck, and then the truck would go down onto the road into there. There's another dead guy here, and then here's a cool little sort of thing for, I guess, infected. So there are boarded parts. I don't know. If I can make like metal pieces or something, you know, that don't make sense, like wood, like metal scraps, that'd be cool. But I can only really use the wood bars and stuff. So a cool thing you can do as infected is that you could, you know, try to, you know, sacrifice your life for the greater good of your kind and sort of, you know, blow yourself up. So that's how you can get into this entrance if you don't want to just, you know, break the bloody bars constantly. So yeah, there's also bars like up there, so I'm not going to get to that. So here's all the trucks. You can even jump from like there to there to there and jump across, you know, the trucks to up there, which that's the only open door, I guess. There is the front door, but then there's that door, the door over there, and then the door on the other side that are barred. Okay, so here's another dead guy. Here's a cool little jump that you can do. You can crouch jump up here, you know, it's pretty neat. And then over here, I just, you know, I guess add more cover as well. You can go here. So here's a little bit of a snow thing that fell from here and crushed a guy. So yeah, he wasn't really having a good day. Now for the main part of the map, I guess, or sort of the main imagery of, I guess, the map, you know, I guess the little centerpiece of it is now the doors. So the door and the big giant drill. That's more of like a laser, but you know, we'll get to that later. So here's the door. It's like a roller door that, you know, goes from each side and they sort of split apart when it opens, and then it closes in when, you know, it shuts. You know, don't sort of mention, you know, the measurements of how is that supposed to get over there, and this is supposed to just go back once more. You know, just don't think about it, okay? So this is the main room, the main drill room, and I wanted to have I wanted the interiors of these bases, you know, in there and in here to be, you know, much more different from the outside. Like, I guess an opposite of it. Whereas out here, it's bright, it's cold, you know, because, you know, it's all snow and stuff. In here, it's dark and, you know, warm, I guess, you know. And whereas this has like whites and blues, this is sort of blacks and, I guess, reddish oranges and stuff. With the yellow lights, which these lights are heat lights. I wanted this, you know, to be... to me, Oni bases feel like, you know, black and yellow. Or, you know, metallic black and yellow and stuff. So then just to, you know, make it make sense of why they have, you know, crappy yellow lights like they're from the bloody 90s or something. Or like early 2000s. I don't know. You know, they have like those sort of like lamps or something. So they have these sort of... these heat lights. I don't know how to make them look more sort of yellow like these data centers, which they make little beep boop beep boops. Boop boop beep beeps. Here's a little thing here. Whoa! You know, you would chill like that. So here is another dead guy. Here's a sick bloody chair. It's my favorite chair now. So then here's a cool part that's not really obvious, you know, but I tried to make it, I guess, obvious without being too obvious, is that these doors are actually like stairs. They lead to staircases to this upper door, you know, but I didn't want the survivors to have such an easy hold off area, you know, in the stairs. Someone could hide under the stairs, they can just hide in there. Even if the infected just, you know, try to, you know, slide in and stuff, the survivors can just use their senses. So here are like a teleporter. So it teleports you up, teleports you down, and it's sort of, you know, the arrows sort of tell you which ways they go, I guess, so it kind of makes sense. You know, and here's like a little, like, you know, control areas for the actual drill and stuff. Then over here, there's another dead guy, which a weapon should be there. And then, yeah. So here's the spawn. You spawn here. And then as soon as you spawn, you can either, you know, go through the door, jump off, go to that turret and do turret things. Or you can go through here and like break this, you know. And then you can have a clear straight shot to that place. You know, because the infected, their spawns are in front of the FOB and in front of the cave. Those are where the infected spawns are. So here's the turret. You can shoot like infected coming through the door. You can shoot infected coming through that door. You can kind of shoot them through there. But you can't shoot them, I guess, like at the start of that door. You can sort of get to them. But once they slide, they're all the way to that sort of edge of the wall and you can't shoot all the way across. Alright, so you go down here. And then there's another fusion coil here. You know, so up here is, you know, another dead guy. These are ways to get up here as well. And I added these lights. They're kind of like the blue lights from that one mission in the campaign. So I guess it's sort of, you know, those little design things that tell you what they, you know, what to do, I guess. Kind of like the arrows on the door. So there's a dead guy here. Inside here, there's only 2 ammo things. And like a couple weapons and stuff. There's the dead guy here with 1 weapon. There's a dead guy down there with 2 weapons. And then there's one up over there with 1 weapon. And then one over there with 1 weapon. But they have equipment and equipment there. None. So there's not as much resources in here as in outside. So that insinuates. So that encourages roaming outside. Or you could, you know, survivors could hold out in here, you know. Someone could hold off this area, you know, from the outside or something. Someone could hold off that door, and someone can use the turret, you know, and hold off the front. And then the other survivors with that spawn over there, they have to either, you know, get to that turret or, you know, get the resources there and then get the FOB, yada yada yada, do what they want to do. Or they can just straight full book it right here. And then, you know, with the rest of the survivors. But that sort of opens them, you know, makes them vulnerable to attacks from the alpha infected. So yeah. If the lighting looks off, these diagonal parts were so hard to get the reflection volumes. I had to have the fade in of them to be so bloody high so that it doesn't show up as like red on the outside. So yeah, so here's a sort of entrance that's open so the infected can be there. There's no spawns here, so the infected don't have to worry about, you know, people spawning here, going through here, and then just, you know, capping them in the head. You know, so here's another teleporter down here, and there's that door. Obviously, you know, you can blow yourself up, you know, and then you got down here, which here's I guess here's the final spawn. Here's the main spawn. So there's this door that you can hear like a bunch of, you can't hear the, you know, it's fine. Here's the only one power weapon equipment, bro. Am I stupid? The power weapon sort of crate here. So the other three are outside, the one's in here. So there's majority of stuff outside rather than being in here. So that's good. And then here's some more controls. Here's like a cool little effect. I like this. It's over there as well by those sort of screens. They're like touch screen thingies, or like they show pictures and stuff, you know. But it's like clear, and they're also sort of tinted glass. So, you know, this giant laser that, you know, has a bunch of different, you know, cool things about it that I'm not going to get into at the moment. You know, so they get protected. You know, I was going to try and have something, you know, make more sense to have, you know, all these workers and stuff protected from the laser, like, you know, like a glass shield that just drops down from the ceiling or something, or what looks like a glass shield that can drop from the ceiling, but it doesn't do that. So up here is the screaming room. Enough said about the screaming room. There's just people, you know, trapped, you know, from the whole what happened to this place, you know. You know, this whole facility, this interior of like the base, it's huge. It's huge, not huge. It's massive. So then over here is like a little bit of a sort of a decorative room. You know, this wall was a bit bland, so I decided to have a little bit of another little decorative piece and stuff, and have a window showing like a gyroscope with the sort of, I chose the Spartan to have, you know, the master builder coding for, you know, no reason at all. And then finally here is sort of the other boarded door. So here, something I was saying about, like, you know, I'm encouraging roaming and stuff when I was talking about ammo, is that here you can either, you know, shoot it and waste ammo, or you can chuck this fusion coil. Or you can shoot this. Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, that was not supposed to happen. So you can either chuck the fusion coil at, you know, the wood, or you can chuck it to the side at something, you know, more solid. Or you can shoot it and waste precious ammo, and then you can get out here. Move the bars out of the way. I love this shot too. I love the lighting. There's like a light here that's, you know, bouncing from the ice and snow and stuff. So I really like this shot. It's really cool. So then, you know, if you're a survivor, spawning down there, you can run here. You can run here, jump up here, go here, and then you can, you know, chuck the thing, shoot it, and then go through. Obviously, the infected might just, you know, run straight here and, you know, hide here, or just hide around the corner and stuff. But, you know, the infected might just run away, or both the infected will spawn over there. You know, so out here is one, and then quickly out here is another ammo. So I've designed that sort of just to incentivize a bit more, get you out in this direction out here, and then you're thinking to yourself, oh, I already got this sort of this ammo and stuff. I might as well go up here and grab, you know, this weapon up here and stuff, the equipment and the fusion coil if you want. So yeah, so that is basically it. That's my map, Cryophobia, right now. So I'm hoping that this gets some attention. You know, the more attention that this gets, the more likely that, you know, 343 might see this and then, you know, possibly consider it for an infection community map, which that's what I want. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this, because I want that master builder coding. So I don't know, just hopefully, I just hope that this manages to, you know, come across 343 and then they could, you know, put this into a infection community playlist. You know, because I haven't seen much, you know, I guess sort of, I haven't seen many maps that look like they belong in Halo and they're designed with Infinite's infection. There's other infection modes, but I don't see much of Infinite's infection. You know, where it's got the equipment, it's got the power-ups and stuff, it's got the dead bodies all scattered around with, you know, a certain amount of weapons and stuff, ammo crates and that. So yeah, so go bookmark this now. It's out, it's been out for a couple days now, so hopefully you can bookmark it, play with your friends with some custom games. Again, 20 subs, going back to that, thank you for that. And also thank you for 400, like over 400 views on that one Backrooms Halo Infinite video that I made. That video was a complete accident. That was meant to be, I was meant to do the event playing that. So, you know, and then I played the event. The footage sucked. You already know, if you watch the video, you already know why that have the Backrooms thing. I don't know, I had fun, the bitrate sucks, and this map probably will suck because of the bitrate as well. You know, I don't know why I up my bitrate and quality and stuff. I guess I just don't have a proper capture card and there's only so much that OBS can do. So hopefully that's a more incentive to go and bookmark this and play it for yourself so you can look at it for yourself instead of my video where it's probably super grainy. Okay, I hope this video isn't very long, and if you're here, thank you for watching. You know, so, you know, go play it, go play it. Go play this. You know, if you know, feedback would be much appreciated. You know, obviously I know the frames on certain places of the map, especially inside there, over here, and I guess on the FOB. Yeah, it gets quite framey, maybe because of the, you know, the effects. So, yeah, and if, you know, so feedback like, oh, the map's too open, the map's too small. You know, so I don't know, just, you know, just give me a bunch of feedback, you know. Also, one more thing I didn't mention, I'm gonna keep doing this. Oh, look at the cool lighting of the caustics and stuff. Is that what they're called? I probably mispronounced that. I don't know, so that's the thing, I like that, where it sort of adds a little bit more polish, realism looking. Maybe it's the lighting that's causing the frames, but, you know, so, thank you, for watching. Go play it. I don't know what my next video is gonna be, so, yeah, alright, see ya.